Morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody who's joining us from different parts of the world. A big welcome going out to all of you. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate the fact that you have taken out time from your busy schedules to join us for the biggest virtual launch of the year 2020. If you're all set, then can we begin the show? And ladies and gentlemen, your host this morning is the perfect blend of class, creativity, fun, and passion. She is a TEDx speaker, a television host who has had the privilege of covering world events like the ICC Cricket World Cup and the Milan Fashion Week, just to name a few. An RJ, a popular award-winning celebrity anchor across India, and an empowering life coach, winner of the Glad Rags Mrs. India World. May I request you all to please put your hands together for the one and only power-packed Pallavi Walia Raj.
We believe in the power of knowledge and loyalty, the importance of innovation, the influence of great leaders. We believe in the success of getting things done. But the belief of not trying is definitely not one of our beliefs. We believe in making a change and empowering, in sustainability and quality, in ending ignorance. We believe in making a difference, and that is done every single step of the way here at Trouw Nutrition through our mission, Feeding the Future. Namaskar, good morning, very good morning to each and every one of you smiling, lovely people, ladies and gentlemen. Trouw Nutrition India, a Nutreco company, welcomes you to the inauguration of one of the most technically advanced and unique plants in this industry. Oh yes, it is a very big day today. And I'm your host with the most, Pallavi Walia Raj. Thank you very much for that humble introduction. Well, I say humble because, you know, I feel humbled when I listen to the kind of stuff that is being said, so thank you very much. But you know, it is such a joy to be amidst the kind of people that you are. You people are visionaries, you're dreamers, you are action takers. You are the change makers who ultimately are definitely going to be shaping the future and changing the game drastically for the animal nutrition industry globally. And we are so excited about the same. And that definitely does spark the fire in me. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I just have to tell you a little bit more about Trouw Nutrition because, you know, 90 long years, now that's not a joke at all, right? We've been growing leaps and bounds, and if there's one name that really stands out as a global leader in the animal nutrition industry, it is undoubtedly Trouw Nutrition. This doesn't happen overnight, and you and I definitely know that, right? Now, this happened because of our relentless customer-focused approach, and mind you, it is not just a product-driven approach that we follow. We definitely follow a very integrated solutions-driven kind of an approach, and that is the reason why you love us so much, and we absolutely adore you. So, well, we are indeed driven by innovation, by technology, definitely sustainability, quality, and traceability, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Trouw Nutrition India has, of course, been around for 13 years, but, you know, we've seen a significant growth in the last 2 to 3 years, I must say, and this particular Make in India initiative, ladies and gentlemen, what we've gathered here to witness today is the first manufacturing footprint of this particular company and a clear declaration that we are here to stay and we are here to keep expanding and, of course, serving you with all our might. And needless to say, we have an action-packed event planned for you. I'm sure with the start, you already kind of have gathered that we really do have a lot of history in the making, so to speak, that's going to be happening here today. And, we've done our very best to make sure that this becomes an unforgettable event for you, remained etched in your hearts, in your memories, until our next big one. Oh yes, of course. Now, ladies and gentlemen, times are slightly different these days, and I must share that because of the online platform that we're using to get across to you for this particular event, we would love to receive your appreciation, your comments. We'd love to know how things are going for you at your end. Are you able to see us properly? Do you really love us? All of that is possible if you can just exercise the chat option. It's definitely there, and all you need to do is chat in and we'll be able to interact with each other. And yes, I must tell you that towards the end of the event, we do have a dedicated Q&A session so that you can ask all the questions you need to, and definitely be assured that we will answer all your questions, all right? So, well, just in case, while going through the program, you experience some kind of trouble and you'd like your experience to be a little more seamless, you can reach out to us on our toll-free number. That's 1-800-572-5585. I repeat, 1-800-572-5585. And just in case you don't remember it, it is on your invitation card as well. So do not miss out on reaching out to us. All right, let's set the ball rolling, ladies and gentlemen, with an artist who paints and exhibits in his signature style, Realism. He's a coffee lover, a long walker, and a published author. Here today, he is performing in an enchanting medium, taking us through Trouw Nutrition's beautiful journey. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back, enjoy this journey, and definitely, before we get started, put your hands and your hearts together for Kang Teresa. Hello, and welcome to a beautiful day. They say that life is a performance. Today, let's celebrate a performance that depicts our journey in the animal nutrition industry. Life is a journey, and the journey becomes meaningful when it leads to a vision for future generations. Let's embark upon the beautiful vision of Trouw Nutrition. absolutely fascinating journey. Trouw Nutrition is a Nutreco company, part of the family-owned SHV Group, established in 1931. 90 years of brilliance, 90 years of sheer awesome experience. Global leaders offering their services to this, the animal nutrition industry. Collaboration with you, our awesome customers, and consistent focus on achieving our mission have led to this memorable 90-year-long journey. Today, we are proudly at your service in 175 locations globally, with 70+ manufacturing plants and 8,300 passionate employees. Development is critical to feed the growing population. Here's where we use an integrated approach from farm to fork, covering feed, farm, health. A continuously evolving world requires constant innovation. True to our tradition, our values, and evolving with the changing times, we are equipped with state-of-the-art technology, with an assurance of consistent quality. achieve our mission of feeding the future. And we already have our footprints in Asia, in Indonesia, China, Japan, Vietnam, and Myanmar. Ladies and gentlemen, Nutreco's first greenfield project in the Indian subcontinent. Facility that is people and planet friendly. Are excited about our new and big beginning here in Telangana, India, which is indeed one of a kind. We look forward to serve all our customers, you, to the best of our ability. Proud to be a small part of an Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India initiative. a local approach. Trouw Nutrition. Namaskaram. Dhanyavad. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, wasn't that absolutely brilliant, ladies and gentlemen? Let's hear it nice and loud for Khan Teresa, and the way that we can, of course, see that you appreciate it and you love this brilliant performance is when you put a lot of your lovely comments in the chat. You know, you can actually even clap in the chat and so on and so forth. Thank you very much. Now, well, you know, he really did take us through the entire Trouw Nutrition journey so beautifully, literally transported us and brought us all these 90 years so awesomely, right? Now, you know, taking this morning forward is definitely on my shoulders once again, but I would like to do this by introducing a fantastic set of people to you. So here goes. First up, I'd like to introduce a doctor of medicine who over the past 30 years has held different managerial and executive roles, mainly in the pharmaceutical industry. A leader par excellence. He is the CEO, the Chairman Executive Board Nutreco, and Chairman of the Nutreco Executive Leadership Team, Mr. Rob Cormans. Thank you very much, Dr. Saurabh, for actually helping me introduce these people so beautifully. I'd also next like to introduce, an individual who started her journey in Nutreco as an innovation director of Trouw Nutrition, and of course now is the CEO of Trouw Nutrition. And she's held several senior level positions in a number of different companies and is an absolutely fantastic leader, ladies and gentlemen. Please put your hands together wherever you are for CEO Trouw Nutrition. She's also a member of the Nutreco Executive Leadership Team and COO Animal Nutrition, Ms. Saskia Coring. Yay! Oh yes, and this gentleman I'm definitely excited to introduce to you. He's an individual who has worked in several industries and held very many key leadership roles in animal nutrition and consumer goods companies through his very, very successful career, which spans many, many years. He is currently the managing director of Nutreco in Asia and oversees business under the main brands of Nutreco, Trouw Nutrition, Animal Nutrition, Selco, Feed Additives, and Skretting, which is the aqua division. Now, he works out of the regional office of Nutreco in Bangkok, Thailand, and he of course supports the business by operating companies as well as factories in Indonesia, China, Japan, Vietnam, Myanmar, and of course in India as well, and also the export business in Bangladesh, Philippines, Thailand, South Korea, Australia and New Zealand. My God, that's a lot of responsibility on these very able shoulders. Please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Jurjen Zandbergen, Managing Director, Nutreco Asia. Fantastic. And now it is such a privilege because this awesome gentleman has been standing next to me and I've been waiting to introduce him. And I'd love to say this about this individual who has a very, very rich experience of over 20 years, and he's extremely passionate towards creating a very strong culture and very strong brands, and he's had extensive experience in building MNCs, especially in new territories, and has undertaken several leadership roles in globally renowned companies. Now, since June 2017, he's been responsible for establishing the operations here at Trouw Nutrition and is leading the expansion of Nutreco in India. And what an expansion in India as well as South Asia he's being able to lead, ladies and gentlemen. Please help me welcome Managing Director, South Asia for Nutreco, Dr. Saurabh Shekhar.
Hey, thank you. Thank you, Pallavi. And humbled by such a nice introduction for the entire management team. But let me tell you one thing. Khan Teresa, who was our sand artist, right, astonished to see that how he had transferred our 90 years of rich history into 10 minutes of a wonderful story. I had not seen somebody summarizing the entire story in such a small time and in such a beautiful manner. So thank you, Kantarisha, and thank you, Pallavi, for the nice introduction. Let me welcome all our guests. So thank you all for joining us. I understand that it's very difficult to take time out from your busy schedules, but we really appreciate that and acknowledge that your time is precious. And when you are dedicating some time to us, it shows also that our partnership is pretty strong. Our thought was that we always wanted that this facility should be inaugurated physically in your presence. Unfortunately, COVID happened. The pandemic happened and things changed. Nonetheless, being true to our core value of Nutrico and Trouw Nutrition to drive innovation, we are innovative, and we thought that if you are not traveling and we need to take care of human safety and asset safety, and not being part of the grand opening ceremony of this fantastic facility, we bring this factory to your home, your offices, and ensure that at least we all are together to see this facility, what exactly we had built to serve our customers in South Asia. With this, I would like to welcome and invite Mr. Jurjen Chanbergen, the Managing Director for Nutrico Asia. Nutrico Asia, and Pallavi has given a very nice introduction about Jurjen.
Yes. So Sarah, thank you very much. I assume I'm live now, so I will just start talking. It is indeed an humble experience having such a wonderful introduction and a scent artist, because as we all know, an image can tell a lot more than words. So I'm not going to repeat a lot, but first of all, let me thank you, a big thank you for the team, the Trouw Nutrition Nutraco team in India, for this amazing achievement. Because if you look to the circumstances, normally already building a new greenfield factory is already quite a complex and challenging thing to do. If you now look to the circumstances the team has been faced over the last months, and with a lot of restrictions caused by all kind of limitations related to COVID-19, it's really a job well done. It's an amazing job done. And from my side, it makes me humble, but also very proud that we have such a competent team. Just for your reference, if you build a factory, you need a lot of experts. And the plan was to support the team in India with a lot of experts from the region in Asia and also from our specialized teams in Europe. And as you can imagine, many of these people were not able to fly over. And still, the team has been able to manage it via digital manners and on all other kind of facilities. And yeah, that's basically stressing a spirit of never, ever giving up and finding new ways to do business. Like this is also an expression of a new way to do business. Because we have, as a company, indeed a very long and rich history. But it can only happen if you do a lot of things very well and you do them together with customers in partnership. Because we're all part of a bigger ecosystem. And we are very proud that now, as of today, we can be a part of the Indian ecosystem and can contribute to the agriculture and animal nutrition market developments in India. And basically, due to the fact that it's now COVID-19, it only stresses even more what the commitment is of Nutraco and Trouw Nutrition in South Asia and in India to continue investing. Because with all the economic uncertainties, it may have been very easy to say we stop investing. But as a company, we do not, because we do believe in the tremendous possibilities of the Indian continent, the subcontinent, and the Indian market. If you look to us as a company, we have a lot of knowledge and expertise on animal nutrition, on formulation, and we are committed to also bring this further and accelerate this in the Indian market. So that's a key thing. I would also like to stress that, as said before, we can never do this alone. So we are actively looking for partnerships in customer relationships, partnerships in technology, partnerships to further invest. Because if you look to India as a country, this is the first greenfield project under the brand Trouw Nutrition. We have currently planned another greenfield project under the brand Skretting to supply many different aqua markets. In addition, we're constantly looking for further partnerships, either commercially or technically. And we really would embrace all kind of proposals to make that happen. But again, I would like to end with a big compliment to the team in India to make this all happen, because it's an amazing job done. I know all the limitations of doing a virtual event like this, and I'm certain that this will only provide you a very small glimpse of all the technology and the knowledge the team is and will be able to bring to you in the Indian market. But still, again, job well done so far. I look forward to this event and to deeper dive into the new factory. But before we do so, I hand over to the global CEO of Trouw Nutrition, who will tell you a little bit more about the footprint of Trouw Nutrition globally and the capabilities we have and the ambition we have as a company. So over to Ms. Saskia Koring.
Start of this state-of-the-art facility, which shall cater to the demands of our customers. As Trouw Nutrition, we reached 90 years of company history in 2021. And what can be better than expanding our footprint also in India, where already 18% of the global population resides. With India estimated to have the largest country population by 2025, our efforts in India are significant to contributing in sustainable development for future generations. As global leaders in animal nutrition, we always believe in bringing world-class technology, products and services to our customers. And with strong company programs like Nutrace, our focus on quality and traceability is unparalleled. This plant depicts our world-class standards. At the same time, by partnering with progressive farmers, feed millers and integrators, we will together contribute to improving food safety with our premixes, our feed additives in a competitive manner. We are already appreciated for our services like NOAA and Masterlab, supported by our global expertise, and we can ensure that we remain committed to providing the best in-field technology and services to our customers for high-quality animal protein. I will now hand over to CEO of Nutreco, Rob Koremans, to also say a few words.
Thanks, Saskia, and congratulations to the Indian team for such a fantastic job. These are exciting times to be in our industry. As you know, Nutreco's mission is feeding the future, which means we play our part in ensuring there will be enough food for 10 billion people estimated to be on our planet by 2050. To make this happen, we also need to make smart investments. This factory is one of them. We're also investing in startups with promising products or services that can support our mission and may become part of our business moving forward. One investment we made is in Indian-based Eruvaka, an Internet of Things organization for optimizing aquaculture production. As part of our strategy over the coming years, you can expect us to make more such investments to enhance our presence in Asia and drive our customer-centric approach for both animal and aqua nutrition through our brands of Trouw Nutrition and Scretting. We look forward to working with you, our people, our partners and suppliers, to fulfill on our mission of feeding the future. Thank you.
What a fantastic address by the entire management team, Dr. Saurabh. And it's such a joy to see that you people are completely entrenched in taking India forward, taking the world forward as far as this industry is concerned. That's really amazing.
Yeah, that's the part of our strategy. And as Yurin, Saskia and Rob emphasized, that India forms a very integral part of our mission, fulfill our mission of feeding the future, and that's how this facility is.
Fantastic. Dr. Saurabh, I have to remind you, I trust you are all ready for that one big attraction of the entire day that we are all looking forward to? Yes?
Pallavi, yes, sorry. I'll just join you after some time.
Yes, all right. So as Dr. Saurabh leaves us, basically you and I are aware that this is going to be a really big one because Today is the inauguration of something really big. Now, I'm going to get to that in just a bit, but I have to, point out that over the past 55, 60 years, what has happened really in the food production as well as the food consumption area is that there's been a massive evolution. So the evolution has basically been from food moving to food security, rationalization, modernization, and consciousness, all of that, up till the maybe 2000s. But then beyond that, what we really did move to is food safety and quality and definitely sustainability and technology. Well, today is an extremely, extremely proud moment, not just for Trouw Nutrition, but for India as well, because Trouw Nutrition here today inaugurates its first greenfield project in Telangana, India. It is, as I had mentioned even earlier, one of the most technologically advanced and unique plants ever to be built in this industry. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our chief guest for the day. He is none other than the Netherlands ambassador to India, Ambassador Martin van den Berg. And I'd like to thank Ambassador Martin van den Berg for gracing the occasion. I know he's a busy man, but taking time off from his busy schedule to be able to inaugurate this facility for us, oh my God. We're on cloud 9, cloud 11 rather at this point in time. But ladies and gentlemen, do allow me to share a little bit about the ambassador with you. So, Ambassador Martin van den Berg is the ambassador of Netherlands, not just to India, but also to Nepal and Bhutan. And prior to his appointment as ambassador, he served as Director General Foreign Economic Relations at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Netherlands from 2015 to 2018. And he has really served long and fruitfully in public life. And we are so, so happy once again that he is here today on this momentous occasion to inaugurate this facility and of course to share his invaluable thoughts with us, which he will do after the inauguration. So Ambassador Martin van den Berg, it's all up to you now.
Well, namaskar and good morning, everybody. It's really an honor to be here. And what a fantastic start, and a very warm welcome to everyone. And well, let me first start declaring the Trouw Nutrition Factory for open, which is, I think, a very, very special moment. And we had a very, very special start already today. Unfortunately, it is only through a digital platform. But as we can see, COVID-19 has a huge impact on our daily lives, on our work, on our society, and on our economies. So therefore, a virtual opening. Hopefully, I'm able to visit the factory soon. But nevertheless, even it's virtual, it's very, very important, very, very relevant. And I think it also shows us today that on the one hand, COVID-19, of course, is a huge challenge, but it also learns us to turn this challenge into opportunities. And in fact, what you have done so far is really amazing. Also, if you look to India, India is facing a huge economic crisis, but at the same time is looking for opportunities, for reforms. And therefore, India today is also a very good country, an attractive economy, I think, for foreign investments. Today, as I said, is an important moment for Trouw Nutrition. And Trouw Nutrition India has started its operations in the year of 2013 with only a single sales representative, and now has grown to an impressive 47-member team. And it's spectacular to see such a huge investment of about 20 million euros and to see the setup of 2 animal nutrition and feed manufacturing facilities in India. Trouw Nutrition is a very well known in the world of animal nutrition, and the company has put in great efforts in fundamental innovative research for livestock feed premixes, and is forming the basis of improved livestock welfare worldwide. And they combine the huge genetic diversity that nature has to offer with continuous investment in R&D for animal nutrition. And this results in feed varieties with ever better combinations of desired traits. And it's good to see that India features on global investment plan for so many Dutch companies. India features in the top 5 producing countries for poultry, dairy and aqua. And to further explore the great potential that India has, we now need to look into ways of bringing in efficiencies and improving productivity through innovations. And by improving productivity through innovation in livestock, breeding and nutrition, and the output can easily be doubled or even tripled. And this very much aligns with the Modi government objective of doubling farmers' income in 2022. The Netherlands Embassy is trying to unlock the immense potential hidden in the India dairy, poultry and aqua sector. And together with the support of the Indian government and with active involvement of education and research institutes, together we can achieve this by addressing genetics, nutrition and processing with time-tested solutions and partnerships with an Indian knowledge base. Long-term partnerships with the Indian livestock will lead to a higher profitability and healthy livestock and people. After having this crisis, this global crisis of COVID-19, it is important that the people of the world consume safe food. And Trouw Nutrition is committed to the cause of responsible usage of antibiotics and food safety. Having a manufacturing unit in India can only help in increasing productivity per animal to feed the growing population. And the next step is to ensure sustained growth of livestock. To align its products with market requirements, Trouw Nutrition Company is not only in close contact with feed manufacturers, but also with the rest of the dairy, poultry and aqua value chain. They know the needs of the consumers and they know the trends in consumption. Worldwide changes are happening very, very fast. Climate change, of course, among them, but also a growing demand of quality products and the growing pressure on agricultural land because of urbanization. And in this changing scenario, all countries have to work together in very close collaborations and corporations to address our challenges of society of today, to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. And this is where India and the Netherlands can work together, are working together, and we can learn from each other. India has a great potential for becoming the feed capital for Asia-Pacific countries. India has the resources like availability of manpower, cultivable land, good natural resources. And quality assurance and consistency in quality standards for feed are very important aspects. Educating livestock farmers to use innovative animal feed premixes and feed safety solutions will only improve the quality of livestock. Again, I see so many opportunities to strengthen the collaboration between the Netherlands and India in the agricultural sector. We both are agricultural superpowers. And this opening is an important step in strengthening the cooperation that India and the Netherlands share in the field of livestock and aqua management. And I very much appreciate the efforts that everyone have put in to make this initiative a reality. This facility would certainly create a sustainable impact in order to have good practices for animal health and welfare. And last but not least, I really would like to congratulate all of you, the management of Nutreco, and especially Rob Koremans, Saskia Koring, Jurien Zandbergen, and Surab Shekhar, and their entire team for this very, very impressive state-of-art innovative feed unit. This cooperation would not have been successful without mentioning the state of Telangana and their relentless support. I wish you a lot of success with this new unit, and again, hopefully one day I can visit in person this new facility. Thank you so much.
Ambassador, for that wonderful sharing of such powerful thoughts. We would like you to officially, virtually declare the facility open. That's something that we would like you to do. We would like you to inaugurate it, Mr. Ambassador.
All right, it's an honor, but also very much a pleasure to, at this moment, officially declare the Trouw Nutrition Factory open.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
the future! Okay, come on. Just see that side, just see that.
All right. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the time. And let's probably get to the next part of the inauguration.
Thank you everyone. Yeah, come Bala, come Rich. आ जाओ सब लोग हाथ लगा दो इसमें.
Thank you very, very much, Ambassador Martin Vandenberg, for being here, gracing the occasion, inaugurating the facility for us. Oh my God, Dr. Saurabh, this looks like so much fun. And I think I've missed out on all the fun because, you know, this is Nutrition's first big facility in India, inaugurated and ready to go. Wow, the world, we are ready for you. Okay, so, you know, ladies and gentlemen, you know, today, now that we've done this, it is so exciting that we've planned something really, really awesome for you. Now, this is a very, very unique experience, I must tell you. We have a 360-degree virtual facility walkthrough just for you, which actually allows you to take a look at the entire facility as well as the master lab from the comforts of your home. And you're going to be able to experience this virtual tour. It's going to be a brilliant experience, I promise you that. And to take you through what exactly it would look like, once again, I have Dr. Saurabh Shekhar with me, and I'm going to invite him to please take us through this presentation called Driven by Innovation, the Gen Next Technology. Over to you, Dr. Saurabh.
Thank you, Pallavi. And thank you, Honorable Ambassador, for doing the honors of inaugurating this facility. The thing is that in virtual world, everything is possible. Yes, and we wanted to make sure that this experience is always remembered as an innovative innovation by Trouw Nutrition in every aspect of life. So what we will do is now, through the virtual tour of this factory, so please join me in visiting this wonderful facility. So, if you see, we have Master Labs, which is a customer support lab, which is catering to our feed millers, integrators, and farmers across India, based out of Hyderabad. And then the factory, which is recently built, commissioned, and now being inaugurated. Just request all our guests that even after this event ends, continue visiting, because this link will be open, and you'll have the entire tour by yourself for both Master Labs and factory. With this, I'll just take you to the factory here in Jetchella. So this is what the factory is all about, and now we'll enter from the main gate. You see, This is the facility's main entrance, and this facility is state of art, as Pallavi, our management team, was stating the same. This is in Jadcherla, which is around 80 kilometers from Hyderabad, and the first project of Nutrico. The aim is to cater to customers' need, customizing what exactly is needed for our Indian customers and South Asian customers. Very futuristic, again a capacity of around 20,000 metric tons at the full capacity. We are trying to bring in our 90 years of expertise to make sure that we develop the local solutions for the need of our customers. As you enter our factory, you see that on the right-hand side, we have the weighing bridge, which is very important for accurate measure of all the incoming and outgoing incoming raw materials and outgoing finished products. If then I take you to the reception area, yes, so nothing much here, yes. As everybody who is visiting our factory, employees and our customers, safety briefing, which is very important because safety is of utmost importance for Nutrico, and safety of people and safety of assets is critical. We are committed to provide safe work environment for everyone who works for Nutrico and Trouw Nutrition, and then what we had done for that. So as a guest, whenever you are here, we'll definitely get an opportunity to host you in future. We need to go through the safety briefing and then wear the personal protection equipment. We also had deployed full face pressurized respiratory masks to handle chemicals so that the people can be safe there, the handlers are safe. Now on other aspects of safety, this is a high tower, so we have a fire hydrant system which can, in case of emergency, can fight fire up to 3 hours. 6-meter wide road definitely for fire vehicles to come in. That is the worst case scenario. And then what I'll do is I'll take you to the process flow, that how exactly this will be when the raw material comes in. Yes. So coming to the raw material area, the raw material comes from both local Indian suppliers and the global suppliers. And if you see, this is the raw material area, and we have put a dock leveler there to just ensure that the people who are handling this are safe. The second one is there is minimal manual handling. Now going to after picking up the raw material, then definitely we have the racks and everything where we put all our raw materials. And then we go, when the process starts, the first one is the carrier intake area. If you see, this is the big bag intake station, and this is the carrier intake area where the bulk of the material is dumped. And on the right-hand side, you'll see the elevator. This elevator is only used for carrying materials, all the micro ingredients, to the top floor and the production area, which is first step is on the 8th floor. This is only for material movement, and no man movement is allowed from this lift. Also, as you people are aware, and you are our esteemed customers, that we produce vitamin premixes, mineral premixes, and feed safety solutions in this factory. So some of the raw materials are very heat sensitive, and we need to ensure that these materials doesn't lose out on their basic properties and don't degenerate. For that, we had ensured that we maintain a very high quality, and the heat sensitive material are stored through the cold storage. Now, just moving out to the production area. So this is the raw material handling area and the dumping stations, cold storage area. Now coming to the aerial view again, if you see, this tower is the unique one, and we also talk about this quite often. It's a 45 meters tall tower, which is very unique to this premix facility. And not many facilities can boast of this kind of technology, to be sure. What exactly is there? So this is a vertical flow technology, and ensuring that the premix which is produced here is of best quality and the homogeneity is at its best. Because homogeneity is one of the critical components to optimize the animal performance at your farms and in your feed. Entering the production area, so this is the raw material intake station, and I'll just take you through a small view of this 360-degree view. So this has all the carrier bins, around 25 micro and macro bins, then 3 carrier bins. the entire floor, the entire factory, so we have 8 floors, and all the 8 floors have RFID technology, just to ensure that the traceability is at its best, and we can track it back to the origin in case we need to identify something. Again, all the floors are having dust collection system, 99% dedusting rate, and just one of the another unique features what I need to tell you is the entire factory is built on human grade of material. So the safety and quality is of utmost importance, and we had invested behind that. Now going back to the process flow, then we go to the weighing area. So we have the precision weighing, again, is a very critical step. And why it is critical in premixing is that all the macro and macro ingredients needs to be mixed into a proper proportion, and weighing that is also very critical. If you measure that right, you will produce that right, and you will finish that right. The other thing is that built-in interlock system helps strict adherence to ingredient weighing, and we make sure that every individual ingredient is measured to what we claim for, and verification occurs at every step. Now, moving to the screw conveyors, and I was telling that weighing hoppers, and this is the floor which has the central control system, and we also talk about that this being a central nervous system of the entire production. And why so? This has the SCADA control room where the entire process is monitored very closely, that how the production is going and what is happening at every step. The hand add addition is there for customization to ensure that if customers are asking for special customization, we are able to produce that. And this is the last place onto the entire 8th floor where manual intervention or people are there. After this, we have minimal actually man movement. Now final batch and weighing area, so definitely one of the things, this is a hand addition, main weighing hopper for final precision weighing of the batch. Then moving to the main mixing area, single shift paddler, we had installed one single shift paddler of a capacity of around 2,000 liters. The food grade mixer, I told that entire factory is built on food grade material, also ensures that there is a precise homogeneity from batch to batch, and there is no deviation for every product and any product what we produce with the best quality output. Coming to central sieving area, so this is a 5 ton per hour sieving capacity. The thing is that this is where we ensure that there is no physical contamination, and airlock systems ensures that any contamination is removed from the batch and there is no lump. As you know that lumps is one of the common problems in premixes, but here we ensure that we make the products and the sieving area ensures that the finished product don't have any lumps, and this is one of the best qualities what you can produce here. Moving from sieving area to surge hopper, so this is where the storage happens, and where these 2,500 liters, 2 big hoppers, 2 surge hoppers, to ensure that the materials are stored, the finished goods are stored before moving to the packaging area. And then we go to the packing hoppers. So packaging area, this is where it is. It is before the final packaging happens. This is where the intersection to provide the provision of packing on the ground floor. Now from here, what I'll do is I'll take you to the finished good area, and this is what, again, another unique feature of this plant comes in. So the packaging station, you can see that packaging station is in front of you, and this is completely automatic bagging, and also this has auto sampler, which ensures that every batch what you produce, the samples are taken automatically back to the library, so that in case we get any feedback or anything for future references, we take that sample and test it again. So I'll just play a small video about this packaging machine, which is again fully automated, robotic, and we
Our commitment to quality assurance to our customer means that we bring the latest technologies and innovations. One such unique technology is the automatic bagging equipment. This equipment, with a capacity of 300 bags per hour, is fully guarded in line with our global safety standards. It has a high precision weighing system with an auto sampler. With manual intervention. The finished goods remain completely untouched by hand.
So that was another unique feature. And then after that, what we do is there is a finished goods area where all the products what is being produced are kept into high elevated platforms. And from here, we go and pack these materials and send it to our customers from here. So the last but not the least, what I'll do is I'll take you that everybody, Yuren, Rob, Saskia, everybody was talking about sustainability. And what does that mean? So every company today talks about sustainability, but we had ensured that sustainability is a term which is deployed in actions in wherever we do business. So what we had done is, according to any of the rules, the premix plant is always a dry plant, but we had ensured that we put effluent and sewage treatment plant just to ensure that as part of our sustainability drive, we also recycle our liquid waste to ensure minimal wastage of water. And that is our commitment to the planet. Other thing is that it's a rainwater harvesting, and we ensure that we capture and recharge the rainwater back into the earth as part of our sustainability efforts. We also have other plans to make sure that this planet becomes more safe and more sustainable for generations to come. And that is how we are contributing I'll say that our contribution into bits and pieces, but these bits and pieces will make a big effort and will deliver a big result in future. With this, we come to an end of this factory presentation. I'm sure you'll have liked that. At the beginning, I told that there is a master lab that is again a very unique proposition where we have unique facilities, something like mobile NOA, NutriOpt on-site advisor, then MycoMaster, which is again a mycotoxin analysis tool, and other unique materials and testing mechanism and services what we offer to our customers. So do take some time and visit this whenever you are after finishing this presentation and after this event closes down. Thank you everyone again. Over to you, Pallavi.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Saurabh. I mean, that looked like a very, very interesting kind of a tour, and I definitely am urging every single one of you to take this virtual 360-degree tour. Wouldn't you say it's an absolute must, Dr. Saurabh?
Yeah. So we'll host our guests for sure as soon the situation normalizes. We invite you all to visit our plant, and I ensure that you'll love this. Virtually, we try to show everything what we have and being transparent, and we expect your visit sometime soon in future.
Oh yes. Like we say, God willing, really, really soon. We hope the situation changes. But ladies and gentlemen, I have to tell you, you cannot miss taking this virtual 360-degree tour of the entire production facility as well as the master lab, because you know it will give you an idea as to the kind of effort that has gone into putting this together, the kind of effort that has gone into giving you the very first greenfield facility that there is in India by Trouw Nutrition. So well, I must also tell you that in case you're looking at this entire program, as in watching us live on your mobile phone, when you're taking the virtual tour, it is a humble urge from our side that you go on to your desktop browser, because that's when you'll really be able to experience it so wonderfully. And you can use any of the common and of course known desktop browsers, whether it's your Microsoft Edge, or for that matter Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox. There are so many to name. You can use any of those for that seamless aha experience, because this again is a very, very unique feature of this particular event. All right, so well, You cannot miss it. It's from the comforts of your home. It's just a click away, ladies and gentlemen. And now it is time to take you forward. We'd like you to experience a really invigorating, passionate speaker, because you know times have been tough for everybody, but we would like this speaker to help us understand how to get through, not just get through normally, but excel in these very uncertain, very trying times that we've been experiencing. So here's a little bit about him. He's an individual who's a business leader. He's a best-selling author with over 3 decades of corporate experience. He's a TEDx speaker, and of course he's a powerful keynote speaker, whether it's on leadership or storytelling, winning, team building, entrepreneurship. All of it are really, you know, something that he's done extremely good at, and he's impacted innumerable lives across the globe and in different types of industries. Please help me welcome very, very warmly Mr. Prakash Iyer. On this momentous occasion, thank you very much, Prakashji, for joining us and of course helping us through, or rather helping us excel in these very uncertain times.
Thank you so much, Pallavi. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be with all of you today. So His Excellency, the Ambassador of Netherlands, thank you so much for those wonderful words of wisdom. And indeed, I love the way you started with that namaskar to Urian and all the leaders at Nutrico and Trouw Nutrition. This is indeed a momentous occasion. And I'm so delighted that I have a chance to actually be able to share some thoughts with some of the other people here. And for me, the most important people perhaps are, customers, partners, employees. And what I want to do really is to try and share some simple thoughts around what does it take for us to win in these times. We live in interesting times. These are challenging times. These are uncertain times. And what I want to do really over the next 20, 25 minutes is to share some simple lessons on what we can do to come out winning in these uncertain times. I'd also like to talk about what can we do to adapt to change. Change is going to be a recurring theme in our lives. And I'd also want to end with some thoughts perhaps on what does it take for us to build a winning team, to build winning mindsets. So that's what we're going to talk about. And since people have talked about how we're all feeling like we're on cloud 9, this is the launch of something really, really big. I want to try and start by saying fasten your seatbelts as we now take off on US Airways Flight 1549. This is a cold winter afternoon in January 2009. And this flight is ready to take off from LaGuardia Airport in New York City. It's just another flight, right? I mean, there are so many planes that take off every day. There are about 155 people on board. In command of the plane is the co-pilot. The captain is, of course, busy having his coffee and reading the newspaper. It's all set. The plane takes off. And within a couple of minutes, it's reached a height of about 7,000 feet. Passengers are looking at each other thinking, is it time to take off seat belts? It's at about 8,000 feet now. And suddenly there's a thud. And before passengers can recover, there's a second thud. The plane seems to shake and there's like stunned silence. What's just happened is birds have hit the engines of the plane, okay? And both engines have backed up. Now, airplanes are designed in such a way that if one engine fails, there's no problem. But if both engines fail, big problem. Okay? Think of this now as what happens to us in our lives, in our businesses. We are going through good times. It's another smooth takeoff. We are about to start cruising. And suddenly there's a crisis that hits us. What happens? What do we do next? Okay. And I think it's interesting that, what happens next, of course, is that immediately the captain of the plane takes control because the co-pilot now goes and checks the manuals to see what do you do when both engines fail. The captain radios back to LaGuardia Air Traffic Control, says we have a problem, both engines have failed. And LaGuardia says, no worries, come right back. We'll clear the runways for you. And now the captain is trying to take what's really a glider, no power, and he's trying to take this back to LaGuardia, and he's not sure he can make it. And he said, I'm not sure I can get back all the way to LaGuardia. And they said, don't worry, there's a small airport outside New York City. We'll open that up for you. And he says, yeah, great idea, because he knows there are 155 people on board whose lives are in his hand. And not just that, damn, if this plane was to land, was to crash somewhere and not make it to an airport, it could probably kill a lot of people in New York City. And so he's now trying to take this to this small private airstrip, and he can see the River Hudson flowing down there, and he's trying to turn, and he's not sure he can make it. And that's when the captain of this plane, a man you'll probably recognize, Captain Sully, takes a momentous decision. Now, Captain Sully has been a veteran of flying, he's been flying for 30 years, and yet he's faced with a situation he's never seen before. Okay? And that can happen to all of us in our businesses. We will see challenges and crises we've never seen before. What Captain Sully does, of course, is he decides to land the plane in the water on the River Hudson. And in what's now come to be known as the Miracle on the Hudson, he brings the plane down on the River Hudson, and all 155 people come out alive. I think it's a fascinating story of what happens in a crisis and what do leaders do when something like this happens. And I'd like to share 2 or 3 lessons from what Captain Sully did. And here's the first one. I think he's demonstrated learning agility. What's learning agility? It's knowing what to do when you don't know what to do. Knowing what to do when you don't know what to do. And I think if you think about it, Captain Sully, been flying for many years and yet never seen anything like this. And what good leaders do is not to say, I know what to do, or, I can copy paste a solution from the past over here. But what they do is to say, hey, how can I build on my experience? How can I learn something from what's happened before to try and create new solutions? The challenges of the future, the problems of the future will not be solved by trying to copy paste solutions from the past, but by building on that experience and saying, hey, how can I find new solutions to these new problems? 2 other lessons that come out of what happened over here, and they're both from things that Captain Sully says during this entire episode. Remember, when the plane takes off, who's in command? The co-pilot. But the minute the bird hits happen, the captain says, my aeroplane, and the co-pilot says, your aeroplane, and hands over control to the captain. This is something good leaders learn to do. They learn to take ownership. If you want to excel in uncertain times, if you want to survive a crisis, you've got to learn to take ownership. Learn to say, my aeroplane. You will find that whether it's in sport, in politics, in the world around us, good leaders are quick to take ownership. So for all of us, let's learn to say, my aeroplane, and take ownership. The second thing that Captain Sully says is really, after the plane has landed in the water and all the people have come out and he's the last man out of the plane, and you've got all the media and the TV cameras waiting to welcome him and saying, Captain, you're a hero. What a great job you've done. And that's when Captain Sully turns to his team and he says, they did it. That is something else good leaders learn to do. They learn to give credit to their teams. They learn to acknowledge the role that other people in the team have played in their success. So for all of us, 2 things to learn. 1, learn to take ownership and say, my aeroplane. Learn to give credit and say, they did it. Now, the good news for most of us is this. We've learned to say both these lines. I'm not sure I understand. We've learned to say, my aeroplane, and we've learned to say, they did it. The only problem is we get the timing mixed up a little bit. So when things go wrong, we say, they did it. And then when the problem is solved, we say, after all, my aeroplane. So good question to ask yourself. When do you say they did it? And when do you say my aeroplane? But for all of us on this call, here's that one thing that can help us to get over difficult times. Learn to take ownership. I love this line. It's like 10 2-letter words, but it's powerful. If it is to be, it is up to me. If something good happens, it'll happen because of me. If something bad happens, that will also be because of me. So learning to take ownership, I think, is the first step to ensuring that no matter what the crisis is, we learn to challenge, we learn to take on challenges, we learn to overcome problems and come out winning. I'm going to take you further back in time. And this is really towards the turn of the 20th century, 1995. Remember when Henry Ford changed our world, right? As you look at inventions and discoveries, certainly the automobile and the setting up of a manufacturing factory for automobiles changed the world, right? And it's interesting. I'll show you a picture of what it looked like on Fifth Avenue in New York City in 1900, okay? Now, the automobile has been around, the car has been around, but if you look at that picture, you will have to hunt, okay, to say, where is the car? Because horse carriages are everywhere. Now, if you were in the horse carriage business, if you were a breeder of horses, if you're a manufacturer of carriages, you would have looked at the automobile and said, this is some fancy stuff. It's not gonna change anything in our world, okay? Fast forward then to 1913, okay? And that's another picture of the Fifth Avenue in New York City. And what do you see? You've got to struggle to see where's the horse. It's cars everywhere. And I think it's a powerful lesson for all of us about change. We all tend to underestimate the speed of change when we have a vested interest in the status quo. When it's our product, our business, which looks like it's getting threatened, we'd like to believe, nah, this is not likely to happen. When it's our skill, which is likely to get threatened, we tend to think, this is airy-fairy stuff. This is not likely to happen in a hurry. But the truth is, change is happening faster than any of us would like to believe. And here's a quick look at some of the things that have changed in our world and how much time it took for them to get to 100 million users. And take a look at what happened to that humble telephone, that corded telephone that was a feature of our lives as we grew up, right? It took, over 70 years for the telephone to get to 100 million users. It took a mobile phone just over 15 years. But guess what? It took WhatsApp less than 5 years to get there. But my favorite here, of course, is how it took just over a year for Candy Crush to get to 100 million users. And that only goes to remind all of us that if you can find a reasonably interesting way for a bunch of intelligent people to waste their time, you know what? They will quickly adapt to it. But staying with change and what might happen in our lives, I wonder if you've heard, of the fact that, hey, just as technology is changing everything that's happening in our lives, what we need to do is to change the way we think. Technology will change everything. We need to learn to change the way we think. Let's move on then to the Honduras in Central America. And this is a picture of a bridge you may have never heard of. It's the Choluteca Bridge over the river Choluteca. Now, if you remember your geography, you'll probably remember that Honduras and Central America are regions which are prone to destruction from cyclones and hurricanes and typhoons. That's why in 1996, when they decided to build the Choluteca Bridge, they wanted to build a bridge which would be strong, which would survive the hurricanes and the typhoons that the place was famous for. So they got some of the world's best engineering firms to come and build that bridge. The brief was simple: this must survive all the havoc that this region is known to witness. So they started work, and in 1998, the Choluteca Bridge was inaugurated. I think it was in May of 1998. And as people drove over that bridge, they felt so good about a strong bridge that had been built. But unfortunately, just a few months later, Hurricane Mitch hit that region. There was chaos and devastation. They got something like 75 inches of rain in 4 days. That's like what they got in a year typically. And what happened was that I think something like 7,000 people died, homes were destroyed, roads were destroyed, buildings were destroyed, almost all the bridges were destroyed. Almost all, except one. The Choluteca Bridge survived that mayhem. But unfortunately, what happened was the bridge survived, but the road that led to the bridge was gone. The road that came out of the bridge was gone. Not just that, even the river that flowed under the bridge changed its course and started to flow parallel to the bridge. So what you now had was a situation where the bridge survived, but you had a bridge which was over nothing to nowhere. And I think this happened several years ago, but it's a good reminder for all of us as to what can happen to us if we don't learn to adapt, if we don't learn to change. We can all get so focused on building these strong structures which can survive whatever might happen, but we forget that we need to adapt. And I know it used to be very popular to say that we need to build to last. I think it might be a good idea for us to say, hey, we don't just need to build to last, we need to build to adapt. Okay? And I think it's a good idea, and even as we build out our businesses and our organizations, a good idea perhaps to put a picture of the Choluteca Bridge inside somewhere, just to remind us of what can happen if we don't adapt to change. We could all become a bridge from nowhere to nowhere over nothing. That's not something that you want to see happening. A quick thought on building winning teams. And I want to share a lesson I learned from a former boss at PepsiCo. And I think it's interesting, you know, he was making a presentation about the company. And as you typically see when you see corporate presentations, you know, you have an org structure, which of course looks something like this. So you've got the CEO on top and the vice presidents and the general managers, you know, and most of us down there. And when my former boss put up the slide was upside down, okay? And I thought someone's gonna lose his job or her job because they would have got the slide wrong. But turns out that Suman said, hey, this is not an incorrect slide. This is in fact the organization we are trying to build at PepsiCo India. On top of our business will be our frontline folks, the folks in our factories, the folks in our sales teams. They are closest to our customers. They are closest to the real problems, and they will decide what this company will do. And below them is a set of managers whose job is to make sure that we remain focused on what it takes to delight our customers. And below them is a bunch of vice presidents whose job is to make sure that the entire function is focused on delighting our customers, on doing what it takes to delight our customers. And below all of them, he'd say, you know, I'm the CEO, but my job is very simple. I just need to make sure that everybody in the team is focused on doing what it takes to solve problems and delight customers. I think it might be just a gimmick or a device to say, turn the organization upside down. But I think it's a powerful idea, because what you do then is to create an organization where people aren't looking up to see what does the boss want, but they're looking out to see what does the customer want. People aren't looking up for advice on what should I do, but are feeling empowered to say, hey, I'm close to the problem. I am going to solve this problem. I'm taking ownership. And I think what happens then is leaders don't see themselves as having people reporting into them, but they see themselves as having people they need to support to ensure that they succeed. And I think it's a powerful idea. And what we all want to do is to ensure that we are building customer-focused, outward-looking organizations. Before I end, I just want to share one last story. And it's an interesting one for us because I know Netherlands has started to play cricket in recent times. But hey, how can you have an India factory being inaugurated without a reference to cricket? So for all those of our friends who are not perhaps from India, this is a quick introduction to you into the world of cricket. And perhaps you'll also learn a couple of words in Hindi in the process. And I want to talk about the whole idea of building a mindset that excels in uncertain times. And to do that, I want to introduce you to a man who's a hero in the Indian context. This is Sachin Tendulkar, you know, arguably one of the world's best batsmen in the world, and also an example that you can be made in India and be truly world-class, quite like that facility that we all just saw in Telangana. Okay. Now, there are lots of stories of what makes Sachin Tendulkar the great cricketer he is. But my favorite story is about a time when he made his debut as a 16-year-old playing for India. This was a test match versus Pakistan. This was India versus Pakistan, 1989 in Sialkot. This was the second innings. India was in trouble. We were like 38 for 4. So the top 4 batsmen gone. When young Sachin Tendulkar walked out to join Navjot Singh Sidhu, and I think the second ball that Sachin Tendulkar faced was a bouncer from Waqar Yunus, a really fast ball that climbed and hit him on the nose. And before he knew it, he was bleeding. There was blood on his nose, on his glove, on his shirt. And Sidhu, who was the non-striker at that time, remembers walking up to Sachin and saying, "Why don't you retire hurt? You know, this is looking bad." And Sidhu says, as a cricketer, I knew that if you are hit early in your career, it can scare you for the rest of your life. And he said, we had heard so much about this kid. We had heard so much about his talent. And we were very keen to protect that talent. And he remembers the physio also running up and telling Sachin to retire hurt. He says, come back to the dressing room. You know, I'll nurse your wound, stop the bleeding, calm your nerves. And then maybe if there's an opportunity, you can come out and bat. And that's when Sachin Tendulkar apparently looked up at Sidhu and he said 2 words. He says, "Main khelega," which in Hindi means I'll play. Okay. He says, I'll fight. I'm going to stand here and play. Now, it would have been easy for Sachin to have gone back to the dressing room. The world would have understood, but Sachin would not have understood. His heart would not have understood. He knew his team needed him to stand there and fight. And fight he did. He scored, I think, a 57 that day. Sidhu hit, I think, a 90 something, and India saved the game. But my message for you really is this. Genius is not just about talent. It's about mindset. Being a terrific leader is not just about having the capability from a technology perspective or a knowledge perspective, but it's about a mindset. And what we all need to have really is Sachin's mindset. A mindset that says, I'll play, I'll fight. When the going gets tough, it can be tempting sometimes to say, hey, I'm out of here. But that's when you need to stand and say, "Main khelega," I'll play. Okay. And I've seen this in my life as a leader. There have been times when in our business, you know, I remember there's a time when we were down, you know, a competitor was walking all over us. We were losing share. We were missing our targets. And as I looked at my team, I saw a bunch of people looking back at me and saying, I think we've lost the plot. But you know what? It's that time when all I was looking for was a pair of eyes that would look back at me and say, "Main khelega." Because when one hand goes up, another hand goes up, and a third, and a fourth. And before you know it, a team that had looked beaten will become a team of world beaters because one hand goes up and says, "Main khelega." And that's really what I want to leave you with today. Because if we can learn to say "Main khelega," if we can learn to fight, if we can learn to say, hey, I'm here for the long run, there is no crisis that can get us down. So for all of us here, what a fabulous day to be at the start of a manufacturing facility for Trouw Nutrition here. And what a great day to remind ourselves to say, "Main khelega," because I guess that's the way we can all keep winning. That's all I have to share. And I'd just like to say congratulations once again to everybody on the team. Back to you, Pallavi.
Wow, what an amazingly powerful talk that was. Thank you so much, Mr. Iyer. You know, you have such a wonderful way about yourself. It comes off so effortlessly, but you've given us nuggets here, things that we can actually put into practice and implement, of course, take action on. That is the big deal here. Now, you know, I've learned something about life. After all, I have been here a few years. You know, the greatest challenge in times of turbulence is not the turbulence itself. It is to act with yesterday's logic and mindset. And that is exactly what I think Mr. Iyer was also talking about. It is about time that we adapt. It's about time that we change our mindset. And of course, you know, make things happen for us and be there till the end and keep saying, "Main khelega." Thank you once again, Mr. Iyer. This was such a joy listening to you and, of course, learning from you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that time in the day again when we'd definitely like to hear from a lot of you people. So, you know, we've realized one thing in our growth, that it's only when we take feedback from our valued customers, that is you, and we implement that feedback, that's when we can really massively change the game, right, as far as this industry is concerned. So I have to share that we've got a couple of wonderful testimonials which we would like to share right now with you.
ट्राउ न्यूट्रिशन के 11 दिसंबर के प्रीमिक्स प्लांट के उद्घाटन समारोह के लिए मैं उन्हें हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और भविष्य के उज्जवल भविष्य की कामना करता हूं। जहां तक मैं समझता हूं ये कंपनी पिछले 50-60 साल पुरानी है और लगातार आईपी ग्रुप को अपने अच्छे प्रीमिक्स बना के दे रही है और व्यवसाय कर रही है। और जहां तक इसकी क्वालिटी की बात है तो हमने जब भी इनकी प्रोडक्ट को टेस्ट किया समझा है हमें बहुत अच्छे रूप से मिले हैं।
Let me congratulate the whole team of Trouw Nutrition for their virtual factory launch on 11th of this month. I was really looking forward to have a glimpse of the factory, what they are going to come up. And mind you, I want to tell all the customers of poultry industry that I was one of the very few customers who have started Trouw Nutrition in India. I was so happy with the products. I mean, when I was doing the poultry feed business, continuously for about 4-5 years, I have not touched any other company other than Trouw Nutrition.
I am super thrilled and happy that a world leader in animal nutrition has decided to set up production facilities in India. And I've always, even before the Prime Minister was talking about Atmanirbhar, I was always pushing that people have to set up facilities in India, and I'm grateful and super, again, happy that Trouw is doing this. So good luck, Trouw.
We wish all the best for this new launch of new premix facility in India. The one word which comes to my mind when we talk about Trouw Nutrition is consistent quality.
This new initiative of Nutreco and Trouw to build a premix plant in India will benefit people like us to a great extent in aiding supply of critical premix raw materials and will help us take advantage of the local manufacturing capability of Nutreco.
Trouw has been consistent in the quality of its premixes, supplements and products and has given us prompt service and assistance whenever needed. It has been a pleasure to work with such a wonderful and energetic team as Traw's, and I wish the team and Trouw all the success in their future manufacturing endeavor in India.
I think when I look at the word Trouw, I think the only word which comes to my mind is assurance. And when I say assurance, I believe that when Trouw introduces themselves into the Indian market, they need to ensure that they bring value to the companies they sell it to. And that means that the assurance of their products, assurance of their brands, assurance of availability, assurance of service, and the kind of people they employ. So it is very important for Trouw to disrupt the market by giving consistently good quality products.
It is with a lot of happiness and delight that I would like to convey my best wishes and heartiest congratulations to Mr. Saurav Shekhar and the entire Trouw Nutrition team.
Yeah, I'm happy to learn that Trouw Nutrition is putting up their manufacturing facility of premixes very close to our factory and in the same state. So I'm happy to learn that the old leader is putting up a premix plant close to our factory, close to our industry and the same state.
It's good to see that a world-class company like Trouw is coming to India, and I'm very happy that Hyderabad is their first place of choice. I would like to wish Dr. Saurav and his team a lot of luck and success in all their future endeavors.
For us, Trouw stands for quality, and what we expect that as they are going to have the facility in India at present, should maintain the same quality what they have globally, so that we can continue in future.
Now I am very happy by hearing that they have put up a plant in Hyderabad, which is going to give further extra facilities to us and more services also. Thank you and all the best.
This will be a very nice step for Indian livestock industry. I wish them very good luck.
Trouw means customized technical support to me, and I would like Trouw Nutrition to keep innovating in the field of animal nutrition.
This type of state-of-the-art company should come more and more. Only then, not only the local, will develop. Definitely, it will generate lot of job opportunities. Like it will develop the feed industry, animal industry in very significantly.
ट्राउ को मेरी तरफ से शुभकामनाएं और मैं हमेशा उम्मीद करूंगा ट्राउ और ऊंचाइयां छुए और अच्छे से कस्टमर का ध्यान रखे.
Their NIR services and their mycotoxin management services are exemplary and are helping us in real-time situations to assess various raw materials and manage feed formulations for various animal feeds. I've heard Trouw is setting up a new plant which is being inaugurated recently, so I wish Trouw Nutrition good luck and great success for the new plant. Thank you.
It is always such a joy to hear from you people, and while we were actually going through all your wonderful words, we also have received a couple of questions. Dr. Saurabh, I have a question that has been asked for you. You mentioned that the premix production facility is equipped with high-end technology. Could you please elaborate, is what the person has asked for?
So, fantastic question, and would love to answer that. So, definitely, as I was telling, and when I was taking the all of you to the tour of factory, it is a vertical technology, 45 meters tall tower, and again the vertical technology helps in proper mixing and again maintaining the homogeneity of the end product. Definitely, along with that, it's a minimal human intervention, I'll say, which maintains the quality untouched by hand. So, you ensure that the quality is of utmost at the best. The other thing is the traceability, which is very critical in the business of premixes, because we have multiple micro and macro ingredients coming from different sources. And if you don't track that back to the origin rather than only being dependent on the supplier, it's going to be very tough in the challenging situations. So, this is how we talk about the USPs of this product and premixes. And let me tell you that we are one of the global leaders in premixes and significantly contributed to significant and collaborative relationships with many big customers globally. So, that gives us a confidence, and our customers talking about us. So, that gives me again sheer joy and pleasure to hear from all our esteemed customers. This makes our day, and this also gives us the confidence that we are in the right direction.
Oh, absolutely. That is so well answered, and definitely you are. We are because you are, kind of thing, right? Okay, I have another question now for Mr. Jurien Zandbergen. Any future investment plans for India and South Asia is what the person has asked, and what investments besides this facility have actually been made in India?
Okay, yeah, thank you for the question as well. As this part of the introduction, we are also investing currently. We started the groundworks of a new aqua nutrition factory in the west part of India. So that's ongoing and will be commissioned in the beginning of 2022. So that will take us another year. At the same time, as stressed by the global CEO of Nutreco, Mr. Rob Koremans, we are also investing in all kinds of startups as well in India, like the Rufeca, the Internet of Things, the applications, and we're looking at other digital solutions. Because we all know that if you look to being consistent, reliable, and quality, we need to have more insight in data and learn, constantly learn. We can talk to things like being agile, but if we have more insight in formulation, in output, and what it really does at farming level, and that's going to make the difference. So we're also looking, besides investments in animal nutrition and in premix and in partnering in feed solutions, we're also actively looking at how to improve real farm management and investing in all kinds of digital solutions to support these processes. So that's our agenda for India, where of course we have a big focus on complex supply chains, like on dairy.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Zandbergen, for answering that so beautifully. I'm sure big plans for India as well as South Asia. And ladies and gentlemen, we do also have one more comment that's come my way. That's a feedback actually. And it was beautiful to read this feedback on your chat. For the first time, the company has been extremely transparent in showcasing their facilities and services. Kudos and keep up the great work. So that's completely to you and your entire team, Dr. Saurabh.
Thank you, Pallavi. And we appreciate that comment, and that encourages us to do better with every passing day. And during these crisis times, I think this was the support and confidence of everyone which has made this day possible for all of us.
Yes, absolutely. And Dr. Saurabh, you know, we've gone through an absolutely phenomenal event. This has been, I think, a path-breaking event of sorts for this particular industry, a history in the making, if we say so, because it is the first greenfield facility. So I would now invite you to go ahead and thank every single person that you think you should be able to thank, because you know that none of this would be possible without the efforts of so many different people. And who better than Dr. Saurabh Shekhar to express the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Pallavi. And with all our gratitude, we would like to thank everyone, our customers first, because of their trust that Trouw institution exists in India, and the leadership has promised to invest more, looking at the confidence what our customers have bestowed upon us. So that is the first one, and thanks for your participation. That has made the entire event a successful one. And then definitely our leaders, Urian, Saskia and Rob. Without their support, this wouldn't have taken place for sure. And I know that how much Urian has sold this story to the global leaders, and the global leaders were very supportive. So thank you, Urian, Saskia and Rob. Our chief guest, Mr. Martin van den Berg, our Honorable Ambassador of Netherlands to India. So thanks for opening this facility. The entire Dutch Embassy team, Mikkel, Ilse, Anand, Pooja and Ram Babu, they had supported us during our journey of last 2 years of building this factory on wherever we needed their support. So thanks again to the entire Dutch Embassy led by Honorable Ambassador. Our project team, our contractors and the operations team, being at the site with the contractors and with people who are working for us day in and day out. Even during the COVID situations, we saw that what kind of situations our immigrant labor had gone through. Fantastic efforts by the entire project team to build this factory, and definitely this will go a long way to create history for all of us in Nutrico and Trouw Nutrition India. This entire event, as you told, that this is a path-breaking event, so completely conceptualized and executed by our marketing team. So well done, marketing team. Sales team, who had the relationships with the customer, and that's how we see more than 400 participants logged in to today's virtual conference. So that is substantially, and that also speaks a lot of volume about the relationships what our sales teams owns in the market. Then definitely our entire team of Trouw Nutrition, which is here in India, Asia Pacific, who are based out of Bangkok. So definitely a lot of support from there, and the global team which sits at Amsford. Because every now and then you can't start an operating company and the greenfield project without the expertise being pumped from different locations, and that was a very collaborative effort by all of us at Trouw. Last but not the least, our event partners, Mira, led by Captain Anand, so a fantastic team. So definitely I would love to do an event again with these guys. Definitely we have then Ravi, Abhinav, Babu, and now coming to our sand artist, Antarisa. What a story, what a touching story. If you see the feedback on our channels on YouTube and comments what we are getting, that was exceptional. Thank you, Kantarisa Garu, for this wonderful story. Our speaker, Prakash Iyer, quite a motivational one, and I know Prakash for quite some years. He always inspired us with his storyline called Chai with Pie. And I usually share that with many of my peer group and my leaders also. That is quite inspirational, Prakash. Keep inspiring us forever. Coming to you, Pallavi, what a wonderful host you are. Really thankful to take this event entirely on your shoulders. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, that was was really, really so wonderfully said. Thank you so much, Dr. Saurabh. You know, I would like to dedicate a quote right now to the entire Nutreco management team, including Dr. Saurabh Shekhar. Excellence and humility are not incompatible. Excellence and humility are not incompatible. They are twins in the family of success. And to your success, and that is why I guess you are succeeding leaps and bounds, because of the fact that you people are, you know, grounded in care and of course the spirit of doing so much for all of us here. So thank you very much once again, Dr. Saurabh, and thank you very much everybody who's been watching us, who's been patiently here with us. It gives me immense joy to let you know that, you know, just like you operate on any other social media platform, this particular platform does accept a lot of your appreciation, your comments, you know, your thumbs up, your likes in different forms. If you'd like to show us that you really loved this unique experience that has been brought to you. So you can actually go ahead and do exactly that. Please write to us in the comment section. We would love to read through all your comments. That's the only way that you can interact with us, right? Had we been live face to face with each other, I'm sure you would have walked up to all of them and appreciated the efforts, but of course now you have the chat box. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, before I leave you, I must tell you that you cannot miss the virtual 360-degree tour of the production facility as well as the master lab. It is so easy for you. It's just a click of a button away. It is within the comfort of your home that you're going to be able to witness all of that. So please do yourself a favor. Go ahead and enjoy the experience via your desktop browser, and you can use any of those big names, whether it's Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox or Microsoft Edge. Any of those desktop browsers would help you to get a brilliant experience, a seamless experience. You have, you know, you've to just notice that when you look at YouTube, you see a lot of those icons there, right? You can actually show how much you liked whatever you've seen. You can actually write in the comment box. You can also go ahead and press a particular button where the entire experience will become a full screen experience for you. All of that is possible even while you're taking this virtual 360 tour. So do not go, you know, do not miss it. Please take it. And as soon as this event ends, you know, you will have a feedback form that will pop up. And I must tell you, we can really grow massively. We can actually serve you a lot better if we understand from you how this experience has been for you. So go ahead and fill up the feedback form. As soon as you do that, then the next pop-up will be that of the virtual 360-degree tour, which I'm sure you will take. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this entire unique, beautiful event has been brought to you by Mira Events, just like Dr. Saurabh Shekhar mentioned. I'm so happy to have done this event for you. I'm Pallavi Valia-Raj, your host with the most, and before I leave you, I want to share one last line so that you take it away with you and you live your life in this manner. It says, do not go where the path may lead. Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. So here's to all you trailblazers and history makers. I will see you whenever I see you next. Thank you very much. Shab Bakhair. Namaskar.